Hello there, namaste. So, Skyforce. I'm guessing this is like a battle that happened or war that happened. And Akshay Kumar's in this film. He's starting to take on more serious roles, I guess, going back to what he started in. And yeah, taking on more serious roles. I could have sworn a film just came out with Akshay Kumar building a plane company or something like that. But period pieces always seem to be, more impactful than anything.
ये रेडियो पाकिस्तान है। चंद लम्हे बाद सदर पाकिस्तान फील्ड मार्शल मोहम्मद अयूब खान कौम से खिताब फरमाएंगे।
Okay.
हिंदुस्तानी हुक्मरान शायद अभी नहीं जानते कि उन्होंने किस कौम को ललकारा है।
Oh, see, that's the thing. I know, like it's oh my gosh, I understand. Like people want to show strength, right? Everyone wants to show strength, whether their nation wants to show strength, or the people want to show strength, or a political party wants to show strength, or this nerddom wants to show strength, that they're better than this other nerdom. Although nerddoms have kind of gone to the wayside since they all started becoming corporatized. But other than that, I mean, I don't like it when it's doing the first action. Who's the first to attack to show their strength, especially when it comes to like battle or someone who's fighting. If someone's gonna throw the first punch to show their strength, I ugh.
जंग शुरू हो चुकी है। दुश्मन को फना करने के लिए हमारे बहादुर फौजियों की पेशकदमी जारी है। पाकिस्तान के कवाम उस वक्त तक चैन से नहीं बैठेंगे जब तक दुश्मन की तोते खामोश न हो जाए।
पड़ोसियों को बताना होगा कि हम भी घुसकर मार सकते हैं।
We can't. We're a peace-loving country.
सोच बदलनी पड़ेगी। दूसरा गाल नीता दिखाते हैं, हम फौजी नहीं।
Yeah. It's when you're the peace-loving country, you're considered an easy target. Speak softly and carry a big stick. Theodore Roosevelt, where he basically showed America's strength by what? Just sending a few cruisers around the globe. That was it. That was America's show of strength. That's what I view as the right thing. I mean, sure, we ended up starting to police the nation. Apparently, the U.S. government decided policing the nation or the world was what its job was. No. Each nation can choose for themselves. If you have an ally, you go to assist. It's just the way it works. But it's like, yeah. The fact that you're a peaceful, loving nation and constantly attacked, that eventually you need to strike back, like the surgical strike. Like you need to show your strength by, oh, you do this? Well, we'll do this to you. Oh, sorry. It's just these war films. I mean, I stopped watching them for a bit, but they're always, oh my gosh, so freaking impactful because it's difficult trying to understand that mindset. Because if you try to boggle down, break down the nation's mindset, it's basically like a child wanting the toy from another child. Yes, it sounds very cruel to break down a nation to basically be like, here's a kid in a sandbox. This kid has a toy. Well, they want that kid's toy. So what do? They try to take that kid's toy from them. That's basically what nations are in the end. When you have too many people behind the scenes trying to make a decision for a nation, it turns into nothing but a child's temper tantrum. Sorry. The child being taken from just needs to hit back.
तो ट्रेनिंग में क्यों रखो?
हम सब के अंदर जो आग भरी है, आज वही आग हम सरगोदा पे बरसाएंगे और हम पाकिस्तानियों के पर खच्चे उड़ा देंगे। इंडियन एयरफोर्स आज पाकिस्तान पर अपना पहला एयर स्ट्राइक करेगा। And the mission is called
Skyforce.
कौन जनाब? तेरा बाप हिंदुस्तान।
Oh.
In Air Force, we pledge to never leave one of us behind.
TK Vijay.
So he's still missing in action.
Okay. So that's the true story of this. It's not the attack, it's the going to retrieve the body. I mean, that's even if he's alive, you do need your troop back. That, oh, I get goosebumps just thinking of that, because that is the true heart of real soldiers, knowing that they need to go back to save their comrades. Whether they're dead or alive, you have to bring them home for their family's sake and just for your own sake. And it's just like, because you wouldn't want to be left on unfriendly soil. That's the last place you would want to be left to rest. It is. So the fact that they want to do that because they know they wouldn't want to, they wouldn't be able to rest on unfriendly soil. Oh.
कहा था आपके भाई जैसा है आप उसे कुछ नहीं होने देंगे
सर मेरी दरख्वास्त है उसे ढूंढने के लिए हमें पाकिस्तानी गवर्नमेंट पे प्रेशर डालना चाहिए सर देयर इज अ पॉसिबिलिटी ही माइट बी अलाउड
Always.
Vijaya was rebellious. He broke rules. He behaved like a madman.
वो भी देश के खातिर ही तो गया था मिशन पर कोई उसे ढूंढने की कोशिश क्यों नहीं कर रहा लगता है आप सब उसे भूल गए
You said he
Oh,
behaved
I like
a
this
madman.
song.
इसी पागलपन के लिए एक फौजी अपने माँ-बाप, बीवी, बच्चों को छोड़ के देश की सेवा करता है और इसी मैडनेस को हम पेट्रियोटिज्म कहते हैं सर
Yeah, it's just the concept of patriotism. To one person, it's patriotism. To another person, it's terrorism. Like when the U.S. fought its way free from Britain, we would basically be considered terrorists when we considered ourselves patriots. We were fighting for our own rights. We were fighting for our own freedoms. Why are we paying these massive taxes to Britain? When, well, if we're honest, the tea that we threw in the water was actually grown in India. So he went from India to Britain, then from Britain all the way to the U.S., and we became coffee drinkers after that. But yeah, it's just, it's insane. It's insane how patriotism, it's really just the perspective you look at it. Because like I've gotten into this in like some of the watch alongs or just in trailers or whatever it is or a review. It's a fine line, and it really is based off the perspective of the one. Like for me, if one person, like if the U.S. attacks someone unprovoked, we're an invading nation, but the soldiers that are doing it have no say. They aren't the ones at fault. It's never the soldiers who are at fault. It's always the ones who are up sitting in a protected political office. It's always been the case, no matter what. I've always been more for soldiers stay at home and we just assist our allies. That's how it should be. Sorry, I talked a lot. When it comes to these war, and it's just like that's one of those things that's just, it's so difficult to kind of just say there's an outcome that could appease everyone, or that this is just what because it isn't. There's too many ideologies out there that are different, too many beliefs, too many even within politics. Just look at how politics eats each other alive. So it's impossible to ever say that anyone would find a fine line of, oh, this is it's in the end, it's just about accepting. And sure, there's always going to be the child that wants to take a toy from someone else. How do you deal with that? Are you the bigger, stronger one that punches them down, or are you the nice kid who just goes like, all right, I'm giving up on that, even though it was something that was given to you from your father or your mother or your great grandmother, and you basically give up a family heirloom because another child is throwing a tantrum. It's funny. I'm saying that all on the spot, but it sounds kind of accurate, I feel. Oh, because when it comes to war, it's difficult to say who's right, who's wrong, because heck, history is told from, well, the victor's perspective and from the loser's perspective as well. There's always two sides. You can always go back to each world war and just reimagine what the world would be like if so and so won. What would we say is considered normal? What would we say is considered right? Sure, a lot of people have an aversion to what's considered right and wrong, but when you're raised up differently to consider right and wrong differently, it just you tell a kid the color green is red his entire life, they'll believe that. If they grow up believing that, it just why do we call the color green green? Why do we call the color red red? Yeah, sorry. I went off on a few tangents. I mean, this looks impactful because it's about a soldier that's been lost. That alone is worthy of respect. That alone, because I was thinking it was going to be like this Maverick type film where the whole thing's done in dogfights. No, they had the CGI in the beginning, and then halfway through the trailer, they show us exactly what it's about. And I'm hoping it's primarily about that. I don't care how many years it takes, because I think it's been years that he's been stranded, because Akshay Kumar is all gray in the hair at in a few conferences, and I didn't notice that in the earlier shots. So I'm hoping like maybe he was been stranded for 10, 12 years, 15 years. I say hopefully, but that just sounds disgusting when it's based off a true story. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean? It makes it. I have to say it from a story perspective. As a story, it makes it far more impactful. As something that really happened, it's absolutely gut-wrenching. Absolutely gut-wrenching. I'll be honest. Oh, sheesh. I'm sorry. I went off a few tangents there. Oh, I just got to add the music choice they had for the video in the background. It took me a minute to remember it, but yeah, I freaking love that song. That song is so freaking impactful because it's so perfect for this. Why? Because it's about the soldiers who were lost, who had lost their lives, and it's about a soldier who presumably at this point in time, from what we know from the trailer, lost his life, and they're just trying to bring him home. I mean, so that song in the background is so impactful. I'm sorry, I just had to add that last note in there, because yeah, it's this whole thing, this whole trailer. As soon as it got to the main focal in the heart of the story, that's where it really hit me as like, yes, that's powerful. Thank y'all for watching. Talk to you next time. Doodles.